Welcome back. Time now to look back on a huge win for Everton. They've beaten Newcastle at Goodison Park by 3-0 to move out of the relegation zone. For the first time since they were deducted 10 points, 3 goals coming in the final 17 minutes. Dwight McNeil got this one, but only having got the better of Kieran Trippier.
Well, Kieran Trippier made a mistake. You know what, I have to say, in Newcastle defence, they must be knackered now. What's that, the fourth game in a row they've played the same team?
Outfield team,
yeah. I think that you look at this is tiredness now. And I think that when they score the goals in such quick succession, you can see that they're out on their feet now.
Yeah. They deserved it, though. Everton were better in the first half, and if he didn't make one bad mistake, there's another one. He tries to nutmeg Harrison there, and he dribbles brilliantly into the box. He picks out the pass. Yes, Dwight McNeil misses that one. Doucoure was shouting at him to get in the box and join. He did on that occasion. He rolls that one in. But Trippier has had the worst 10 minutes I've ever seen him ever have.
Yeah.
I mean, he is Mr. Dependable, but tonight he's had an absolute nightmare. Yeah. Even for this next goal, it's him who plays everyone onside. You know, look across the line here. Beto, who comes on the sub, he looks across himself, cannot believe he's onside. But then Trippier, you see, he's been sacked, left behind, and then he just rolls it through Bradford's legs. And that'll do him the world of good, give him some confidence there to score. And it was a brilliant result for Everton.
It was a result Everton needed, because I thought against Manchester United, when they got on the fine and everybody was expecting them to do something like this, I thought they created the chances on the day, just like they did today, to do more than enough to get something out of that game with United. But tonight they got it right. And I think it's because they came up against a Newcastle side that are a little bit weary now.
A much-needed home win then, as far as Everton are concerned. So let's get the thoughts of their head coach, Sean Dyche.
Sean, quite simply, what a win and what an atmosphere.
Yeah, very pleasing. I thought we were good from the off, particularly first half, a strong half, I thought, against a good side. Going well. A lot of good detail in our performance. The missing link that's been obvious has been not scoring goals. First half was again a head scratcher. They had a couple of chances, to be fair, but we had 3, I think, golden chances. You come in at half-time wondering again, but I thought the second half was a really solid performance. They upped their game the first 20 minutes, but I thought we just kept at it, and I was really pleased with the mentality and then the quality to find the 3 goals.
The chances came late, Sean, and actually said in commentary that the ruthlessness was there tonight, which is what you've been talking about.
Yeah, well, people ask me the obvious question, saying, how do you change it? I said, well, you change it by scoring goals, because the performance has been very good. We've played better than that here and dominated games and not won. You know, and that's been the head-scratcher all season, really. So to get the reward for a very strong performance, and we've had to change things last minute today with Jimmy Garner going out with sickness. We've had to change people. Seamus comes in for his first performance. Unfortunately, got a minor injury. We're hoping it's not serious. Youngie, terrific, moves into the wide areas. You know, Jack moves into the number 10. Duke drops into the midfield. I mean, look, these are people who, lastminute.com, you're saying, right, this is what changed. And that's great value to the staff, because we work in a way that we say, right, everyone's got to be available, everyone's got to be ready. So when you see that and you see the performance they put on, really pleased with that. The mental performance, you know, digging in, working hard, but also delivering a performance like that with some detail is very pleasing.
And talking the mental side of things, Sean, how important psychologically to move out of the bottom 3, to see the name Everton above the line?
Yeah, I mean, look, we moved into it, you know, I mean, you know, you forget we've been in an amazing position now, points-wise. If it wasn't for them 10, 20 points would be an amazing return, you know, relatively to the last 2 seasons here. So I haven't lost sight of that. We'll see what the appeal brings. But the mentality is key for me, you know. Look, you know, we took a knock, we know that, but there's been a lot of knocks here over the last couple of seasons. But the mentality has been growing and growing. The team mentality, I can't emphasise it enough. The commitment to each other now, you know, the connection with each other, that's a really powerful thing. Because I know we've got quality, but the belief in each other, it's growing and it's sticking, and that's important.
If it wasn't for their 10-point deduction, Everton, after that win, would have moved up into 10th place in the top half of the table, which is currently occupied by Chelsea. Instead, it was enough to get them out of the bottom 3 when you factor in the 10-point deduction. But psychologically, how big is that?
Have they had 10 points deduction? Wow. I mean, Sean never mentions it, does he? No, it makes me laugh. I had a bet with Righty. I bet he says it after 10 seconds, but he waited for 30. But he's absolutely right. I mean, the players have got the same job to do. At the beginning of the season, it was to stay in the Premier League. With 10 points deduction, it's still the same job. So, yes, it's a harder task now, but I think he's got them playing how they want to play at the moment, and they're creating chances. They're not taking enough, But tonight, it was their night. They took 3, and it's a fantastic result against a very, very good Newcastle side.
Yeah. Setback for Newcastle then as they try to make inroads into the top 4. Let's get the post-match thoughts of their manager. Here's Eddie Howe.
Eddie, your thoughts on the performance? Tough night in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a tough night in the end. I thought first half was very even, really scrappy game. Probably what we thought it would be. I don't think we stamped our authority enough on the game in those early stages. I thought we had our best spell in the second half where we camped them in for 15, 20 minutes and then, we shot ourselves in the foot, really.
It could have been so different because you did create some brilliant chances, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. We had our moments in both halves, but more, I think, in the second half. More goal-mouth action for us. But we weren't clinical enough when those chances came.
He doesn't make many mistakes, Kieran Trippier. He's been fabulous for you, hasn't he, over the last few seasons here. Do you think he'll bounce back from that mentally?
He's been absolutely magnificent. He's been probably the catalyst behind what we've done since he arrived at the football club. So, no, as a team today, we weren't where we needed to be, and that's why we didn't win the game.
Just finally, obviously, so many games you've had, the injury issues as well. I think 10 games in 31 days or something like that. Was it just perhaps fatigue that set in eventually in that second half?
I don't know. I think we can't look at it that way because we have more games to come. There's no break ahead for us. So I think probably a combination of a lot of things. But today, again, I always think when you don't perform as you like, you have to take ownership of it because that way you can actually address the things that you need to improve. Certainly there's a lot for us to reflect on.
Away form needs addressing then for Eddie Howe and Newcastle. It's just one away win in 7 this campaign, the only one being that 8-0 thumping of Sheffield United. But if you take into account the end of last season, Newcastle have only managed one away win in 9. Now, he says he shouldn't look to injuries as maybe a reason, but 4 games in 12 days when you're down to the bare bones, surely it's got to take its toll.
Yeah, I think so. And then you look at the bench tonight, and I think it's Matt Ritchie was about the only real option they had.
Target, yeah.
In respects of a player to come on of any kind of experience. It has to have something to do with it. A game every 3 days. For a club like Newcastle, we're now trying to get used to dealing with the amount of games they're having to play. It's going to take its toll. It's going to take its toll.
Right, we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks so much indeed for your company. Hope you've enjoyed it. My thanks then to Tim and to Ian. What an amazing match week it's been in the Premier League. The big winners, of course, Everton and West Ham.